Hello and welcome to my channel. I can only apologize for not putting out much content recently. Some of you may have known, or the people who know me via social media, I've actually been moving house, and this is my lovely new room, complete with office. Yes. So one thing I wanted to talk about, which something that's hit me incredibly hard during this house move, because there's been pretty much a run at the bank of Sean, and it has been brutal in the sense that I had to borrow money to fulfill one of my pre-orders, and I feel it's something that is applicable to most people. I know a lot of people, and I sell to a lot of people who will simply buy, and then when there's a problem, they have to liquidate, and their hand is forced into a position where they have to liquidate at a price that they don't want to liquidate at. Thankfully for me, I was able to borrow the money, no interest. Um, I'm lucky. I'm incredibly fortunate because I've had 2 or 3 weeks of hell moving my house through the snow, and it wasn't nice. And then I simply had too much stock on the books, too many coins, too many bars on the books, and I was short. And I wanted to say to people that what you need to do is you really need to plan better. I know that's something that I need to do. I definitely need to put a plan in place where I'm not coming up against a liquidity shortfall, and the only way I can do that is either by selling more stock and having a cash buffer, or by working more and trying to make more money and squeeze more margin out of it. I could put my prices up, but I don't really want to go that way. So, how should you build a stack so you don't have liquidity problems, or you don't get stuck in a situation where if you have to fire sell, that you get caught with your pants down? That's very simple. It's a very simple proposition. Not the pants down, the stack. And all you do is you build a core base of bullion coins, and you get it to as close to spot as possible. And I hate that word spot. Everyone knows I hate that word spot, but on this occasion it is applicable. Get it to as close as possible, so spot plus 2, spot plus 3, and build a small core that if there is any problems and you don't have any savings and you do have to liquidate, it limits your downside. And that's something that I could have done because I do have a lot of stock in at the moment. For example, I'm sitting on 7 of these. These are 5 gram bars. I've got some tenth bars. What else do I have? Usually I wouldn't have this much stock. I'm going to be running a sale in the morning, and then anything else that, or everything that doesn't sell, that will be going in one of my lockups, because I took all my stock out when I moved house, and then I only moved a street down. So I didn't need to do it. It was a lot of time and energy that was wasted, but I don't feel safe keeping such large quantity, both in metal content and also in value, in my house. So it will be moved, well, probably within the next 6 hours. So that's going to be a fun task. Thankfully, I actually sold a lot of my silver. So yeah, if you're ever stuck in a situation where you do need to liquidate, you don't want to be in a situation where you've got coins such as this. So this is a Proof 2003 Britannia. Beautiful coin. I've actually got this in gold, the 4 coin set, and it was so magnificent that I couldn't part with it, sadly. So I'm sitting on maybe 2,300 worth of gold that Sean doesn't want to part with, which is not great when I've just admitted to having a liquidity problem. So yeah, it's just a little bit of advice I thought I'd put out. It's nothing major. It's probably common sense, or maybe it's not common sense. I know it's not common sense because the amount of people that come back to me and say, "Oh, Sean, I'm having issues with X, Y, Z." It's not great. It doesn't make me feel great because I know that I'm selling to them on the premise that I want them to improve their prosperity and also their financial situation, and then in money terms they're taking a kicking because they're selling too soon. So I had a gentleman who recently bought, right, I was fortunate enough to have pretty much 2 of these. So he bought a 2005 set, and the story going, like, in my prior video I said I said to him, I don't like breaking up sets, and I don't. I absolutely hate it. I hate scalpers. It's not great. I don't think you're enthusiastic about collecting on coins if you just scalp a set for money. However, when I bought it in, so I bought in the box and it only had 2 coins in it when I bought it originally. And I said to him, I was like, well, if I sell you the 4, would you be okay with that? I'll give you the box anyway, because I've got no use for it. I'm not going to sell it on eBay. Like, it's not really worth it. It's not worth my time, I guess. And he was like, yeah, sure. And then I really regretted selling him the coin. It's such a fantastic coin. So I actually got another set. Like, it was like a week later, and I said to him, I was like, I've got this set. Do you want the other 3 coins? Because I want the 5. And he was like, yeah, that sounds like a good deal. So I sold him the other 3 coins and got left with this, which subsequently I will have to sell because I've had a strategic review, and it's, as much as I am moving in the right direction, I'm not getting there fast enough, and sadly you need to make sacrifices to be able to achieve what you want to achieve, and I'm not quite there. So this one will be going. But yeah, this gentleman who bought them, he was stuck in a situation where his chassis on his Land Rover went, and it was like £2,500 job or something ridiculous, very expensive. And he just said to me, he's like, "Oh, Sean, he showed me a stack. He's got quite a big stack actually." And I said to him, I was like, "Don't sell the 2005." And he was like, "Well, why not?" I was like, "Because you probably will lose money on it simply because of your time frame. This isn't the type of coin you want to sell. You want to sell very quickly. You want to wait for the right buyer. Like these bars, these are the types of things that you want to get in. And if the shit hits the fan, that's the type of thing you want to get out. You know." But he's like, no, I want to sell it. As much as I hate to see it go, it's my largest item. Everything else he had was fractionals, I believe. And that was his decision. I can only give my advice, and ultimately he pays his money, he takes his chances, and when he comes to sell, that's also on him. But he ended up selling it for the price I sold it to him in total. And yeah, he was lucky. He didn't lose any money, but he's kind of wasted time. Whereas a lot of people wouldn't have been so fortunate, especially with such a high value set. They would have lost money on it. And that is the situation you don't want to be in when you have a liquidity problem, or when a liquidity problem for me when I'm buying and selling, and for the average person, the liquidity problem when a problem occurs where they don't have the funds and they have to cash in their collections or their bullion. So yeah, I just thought I'd put this video out. I'm actually really looking forward to this year. I'm really optimistic. Not only do I want to expand my subscriber base, but I will be expanding my business. I've got some exciting things going on. I will be registering a company, so that will be coming up sooner rather than later. I've already got an accountant, but I've been doing it as a sole trader. I might make a website. I don't really need it at the moment. What I do is 95% on Facebook anyway. I use very little eBay. But I'm also optimistic in the sense that I found a fantastic source for gold. So I can get gold in at 0.5% for sovereigns. Fantastic. I can blow my competition out of the water at those prices. And I'm incredibly lucky to not only get on with my supplier, he's actually just younger than me. It's a family-based business, but also we're very similar as people, so we just send each other messages as like two lads really. So very fortunate on that behalf. I've kind of gone on a bit of a rant, but yeah, it's going to be a good year. And also, if anyone speaks German, I'm trying to learn German at the moment. It's not going too well because, well, I'll let you into a little backstory. So I've lived in Germany very briefly. I lived in Holland as well, and I also lived in Sweden. I've never been able to pick up language. I had a German girlfriend for 5 years and I never picked up. I couldn't speak it anyway. I could read it, and I could listen, but I never really learned how to write and to talk. But I want to learn German this year because I think it will progress my business, because Germany is the biggest market, regardless of Brexit. Whatever happens with that, it doesn't matter. So yeah, if anyone speaks German, drop me a line. Might be able to sort you out with some gold or something. I don't know. So